Hello, and welcome to Truck Stop Murder and True Crime Podcast. I am Gary Howard. Thank you for joining me. If you are a new listener, let me tell you what I do. I am a truck driver. I travel around the United States, and I have to take 10-hour breaks every day and 30-minute breaks every 8-hour periods. And during the time, I'll stay at truck stops, travel plazas, rest areas, or as from last episode, just a dirt field, dirt lot. But anyways, I'll tell you if you're traveling through there, maybe why you'll be traveling through there, what's there to eat around there, what the drama queen truck drivers think of it, and a murder slash crime that happens nearby it. And today brings us to Turkey, Texas. But before I start, please, if you don't mind, help me out by rating and reviewing anything. I think I'm not on iTunes no more. I have to fix that problem since I switched hosting sites. I kind of messed that up. I'm having a lot of issues with iTunes, but you can find me everywhere else. Rate and review anywhere you listen to. Also, share with a friend. Share, tell people about me. Maybe one day I can stop truck driving and be able to spend more time on this. Because right now, I really like doing it, but I don't have much time during the day to do this because I drive a truck up to 11 hours a day. So trying to do that, I'll research, record, and find time. Luckily, I've been having a little bit of time to do this, but lately I have not. But yeah, so I do my best. You get what you get. If you don't like it, like I used to say, you could just get. But yeah, today brings us to Turkey, Texas. I drive through there once in a while. There's like a quick way from Amarillo down south. And at Turkey, Texas, it'll be at the Alsip's convenience store. It's not a truck stop, but it's the only thing in town. So yeah, Turkey, Texas is a small Hall from in Hall County, Texas. The population of the 2020 census was 317, and it's not getting bigger. It's actually going down, I believe. But yeah, Turkey is located southwestern Hall County, and Texas State Highway 70 runs through it. I think 86, 89 does as well, and it's about 20 miles. So why would anybody be going? Why does this town still exist? I have a video I'm gonna put on my social media pages when I was downtown, and I kind of took a video of it just to show some of the turkeys and small town murder Facebook page because I guess we're turkeys now. So Turkey, Texas, why not? But yeah, when I did the video, everywhere you look, you cannot escape this guy. But we're talking about Bob Wills. They have a festival every year for him. I think it's the last weekend of April. Let me see. Going to the Wikipedia page. It don't say have an old gas station there you can check out with a mannequin. That's there. But yeah, well, Bob Wills is why this town exists. And who is Bob Wills, you ask? Well, Bob Wills was born March 6, 2005, and passed away May 13th, 1970. Was the American 75 was an American Western swing musician, songwriter, and band leader, considered by most music authorities as the founder of that Western swing. He was known widely as the King of Western Swing, although Spade Cooley self-promoted the moniker King of Western Swing. Actually, Waylon Jennings wrote a song about him, Bob Wills. It's called Bob Wills is Still the King. But yeah, Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys is the name. But that's why they're here. They have a museum based around him. Wills formerly formed several bands and played radio stations, been in movies around the South and West until he formed the Texas Playboys in 1934 with Wills on fiddle, Tommy Duncan on piano, and vocals, rhythm guitarist June Whalen, tenor banjoist Johnny Lee Willis, and Kermit Whalen, who played steel guitar and bass. Oklahoma guitar player Eldon Shamblin joined the band in 1937, bringing jazzy influence and arrangement. The band played regularly at Tulsa, Oklahoma radio station KVOO. But yeah, if you want to check them out, if you like country western, kind of like old country western, go check out Bob Wills. You won't be disappointed. Matter of fact, I believe my mother actually listened to Bob Wills. Sounds like something she will listen to. But yeah, so if you're traveling through there and you have an RV or a truck and you want to stop, like I said, Alsep's convenience store, I'm just going to be flying through it because there's only one review. And it's on Texas 70. If you want to know the address of it, it's 109th Street, Turkey, Texas, 79261. one. Literally, there's two streets that goes through it. If you're coming through, let me see what road that is. If you're coming down, I know I might have told you the wrong number, 86. If you're coming in Turkey from 86, you'll run right into it. Right across the street from there, you'll see the sign Tury Texas with a turkey in front of it, which I'll post on my social media page once I get done with this and advertise it, I suppose. But yeah, you'll run right into it. As if you're coming down 70, I think 86 kind of blends in with 70. And yeah, 70 goes in 86. So when 86 starts going west and 70 keeps going straight, it's right there. Now, as for places to eat, right, it's not on Trucker's Path, but Tanya's Mexican restaurant's right across the street. I'm guessing it's not open, but on Trucker's Path, it still shows it's there. But it also shows for food and drinks. You have the Alsep store where you can get your food there, like truck stop, convenience store, hot dogs, whatnot. And then there's Galvin's restaurant, Mexican restaurant. I'm not for sure if that's open. It has 23 Yelp reviews, so I'm assuming it is. Now, the last place I know this place is open because in my video I showed, by the way, Galvin's restaurant, there's no Yelp reviews on Alsep. The Galvin's restaurant has a 4.5-star review. And this place I know is open because I saw the sign open. Tony's Ice Cream Shop. Now that has 5 Yelp reviews and it's 5 stars. So there you go. That's pretty much it. You can see Bob Wells tour bus there, which I'm mad because I saw it as I was leaving town. I would have took some pictures of it, but I bet you I'll be back through there again. Or you can check the Bob Wells Museum. But anyhow, let's bring us to reason why we're talking about this town, and it is an insane story. Bringing up Small Town. This is one of the episodes where I would love to hear James and Jimmy from Small Town Murder talk about this, but there's just really nothing on this. Matter of fact, this is going to be a short episode because there's really nothing to the case. I couldn't find no background on anybody, just this. But let's talk about that. On the evening of August 15th, 2008, Daryl Randall, Larry Dozer, Joe Davis, and our man of the hour, Harold Eric Ham, which they call him Bud, which is crazy. It's super funny because we're talking about Harold Ham from Tury, Texas. It's just hilarious. Ham sounds like a beginning of a sandwich, but as we find out, this guy is not nobody's Bud, and he's not delightful. Well, most sandwiches are. But yeah, they were socializing and drinking beer outside Davis's Tury, Texas home. Bud and Davis began drinking together early in the day. There was evidence that by the evening, Bud was intoxicated. Randall decided to leave the gathering at Davis's home and walk to his bike, to leave. But then Bud pulled out his gun and shot him with a .22 handgun, just out of the blue. Davis said he was looking towards Randall when he heard the shot. Randall stepped away from the bicycle, and Bud shot him a second time. Randall said to Davis, "I'm hit. I don't think I'm going to make it. Get help." Davis yelled at Bud, "Put that gun down. You're in serious trouble. You have done shot Randall." Bud then shot Randall a third time, and Davis told Bud, "You have killed Randall." According to Davis, Bud responded, "Take care of the problem, but worry about it. Don't worry about it." Davis described Bud's facial expression as he held up the gun as pretty hard and pretty mean. So the first shot was from a distance, but he was just walking up towards him. As he was getting closer, he popped another round, until the last round was pretty much execution style. Dozer said he heard Randall say he was hit, and I've been shot in the head too, or something. He didn't know. Wasn't clear, and he didn't think he was going to make it. According to Dozer, Randall turned and looked at Bud, and he shot him a third time in the head, and then lowered the gun. Dozer said that before Bud shot Randall the third time, Dozer, yelled something like, "No, Bud, don't." Dozer called the local EMS, but Randall died, apparently before aid could even get there. According to the medical examiner who conducted the autopsy, the cause of death was multiple gunshot wounds to the head, which is not everybody knew that. At the scene, Bud spoke with the Hall County Sheriff's Department. The chief deputy testified that Bud was obviously upset. He had a distance there, and his speech was really thick and slurring, referring to Randall. But stated that the chief deputy, this is what he told the chief deputy. You ready? Why he shot him. He said that motherfucker was trying to get in my ice chest. The chief would later testify that He gave Bud Miranda rights, 2 warnings, and telephoned the dispatcher to note the time of the warning were giving. As he ended the call, Bud volunteered, "I killed the asshole out of meanness. I killed that son of a bitch out of meanness. I killed him. He was trying to steal my beer." How can you steal a man's beer? He didn't even put no money in it, I bet you. But he just eyeballed his beer and he shot him dead. So yeah, Bud was indicted for the murder charges, and of course, because we had a bunch of people witnessed, and also they were seen. Although the offense occurred in Hall County, venue was changed to Collingsworth County. Yeah, because you're in the middle of nowhere. I doubt there's even a courthouse there. They probably sent a lot of them out of town. But yeah, the jury, of course, convicted him. The trial court impressed the noted sentence and made affirmative deadly weapon finding based on the use of a firearm, and he received 99 years in prison. But this issue, Bud argues that the trial erred in failing to instruct the jury on voluntariness of the statements made to law enforcement while intoxicated. The error that Bud continues caused him erroneous harm because he was drunk and he did not know what he was saying. So we must first determine whether the trial court committed the complaint of charge error. We assume that the purpose that Bud was entitled to the general voluntariness instruction he claims was omitted from the charge. Upon the finding judge, as a matter of law, in fact, that the statement was voluntarily made, evidence pertaining to such matter may be submitted to the jury, and it shall be instructed that unless the jury believes beyond a reasonable doubt that the statement was voluntarily made, the jury shall not consider such statement for any purpose nor evidence obtained as a result thereof. The state argues that the court charge contained the proper general voluntariness instructions. We agree in the charge under the heading general voluntariness instructions. We find instruction comply with Article 38.22, Section 6, if you want to know, yet overruled. So the second issue, but contends that the trial court erred by denying the request of a lesser included offense instruction of crime of manslaughter. But the thing is, reason why they did not do that, because there was evidence that not just state in manslaughter, but there was also viciousness of the first degree murder. So the court plotted, this is how they do that. They apply a two-step test to determine whether a lesser included offense instructions requested by the defendant must be given. The first step examines whether the asserted lesser offense is included within the proof necessary to establish the greater offense. The second step of the test considers whether there is evidence to permit the jury rationally to find that the defendant is guilty only the lesser offense, regardless of the strength of the weakness. If any evidence raises the issue that the defendant was guilty only of the lesser offense, then the charge must be given. However, it is not enough that the jury might disbelieve critical evidence pertaining to the greater offense. The evidence must establish that the lesser offense is valid. Rational alternatives is the charge offense. So applying the second step, we consider whether there was evidence raised at the trial on such a rational jury could acquit Bud of the greater offense of murder and convict him of the lesser included offense of manslaughter. While it is true that the evidence may be weak and contradicted, the evidence must still be directly germane to the lesser included offense and must rise to a level that a rational jury can find that if the defendant, Bud Ham, is guilty, he is guilty only of the lesser included offense. Mean this, therefore, requires more than speculation. It requires affirmative evidence that both raises the lesser included offense and rebutes and negotiates elements of greater offense. So, the indictment alleged that on August 15th, 2008, Bud then and there initially or knowingly caused the death of the individual, Daryl Wayne Randall, by shooting Daryl in the head with a .22 caliber revolver. A person commits the offense of manslaughter if he recklessly caused the death of an individual. A person acts recklessly as the circumstances surround his conduct or the result of his conduct, while he is aware of but consciously disregards a substantial or unjustifiable risk that the circumstances exist and the results will occur. The risk involved must constitute a gross deviation from the standard of care that any ordinary person would exercise under all circumstances as viewed from the actor's standpoint. i.e. manslaughter, is a lesser included offense of murder. Voluntary manslaughter is a lesser included offense of murder. The state concedes that the first step of the Russo test is satisfied, and they agree. So to meet the second step, Bud must point to affirmative evidence that he did not initially or knowingly cause Randall's death when he shot him in the head. So that was not his plan, but an affirmative evidence from which a jury could infer that he instead acted merely recklessly. So under the penal code definition of initially and knowingly, in this case, the record must contain affirmative evidence. Bud did not have the conscious objective or desire to cause death, nor he was aware that shooting Randall was reasonable certain to cause his death. And the record must contain affirmative evidence Bud was aware but constantly disregarded a substantial or unjustifiable risk of Randall's death would recur. So in short, I guess I could said they had to prove that his intentions was to kill him, that he was not just shooting over his head or something like that, or like the first one, if there was a lesser, if they could only violate him on the lesser one, but couldn't have the standards of a higher one. But yeah, testimony showed that Bud first shot Randall from 20 to 30 feet away. At some point before the third shot, Randall said he was hit and did not think he was going to make it. Davis helped Randall stand up, but shot then Bud shot Randall a third time, this time from a distance of 6 to 8 feet. So he was walking towards him. So he knew what he was doing. To support his contention, the second Russo prong is met on the record. Bud points to his intoxication again. I was drunk. I didn't know. Evidence of his voluntary intoxication, however, would not operate to negate evidence. Negate evidence. He initially or knowingly shot Randall to death. So he did that all on purpose. So Bud also points to exclamations Davis and those who were shouting during he didn't know what he's doing. They're shouting, and the evidence of their thoughts at the time, as we noted, some are evidence. For example, there was testimony that Davis yelled at Bud that he had shot Darrell, or similar importance in Dozer's testimony that at first Dozer thought, Bud was just shoot. This is what I'm talking about, shoot overhead. When he testified, he thought that, Bud was just shooting over Randall's head or something like that at the time. Dozer later described his thoughts after Bud's second shot. At this time, I still wasn't too sure, if he was just had a bad prank or something. I didn't know. Cause this guy is just couldn't be so brain dead. Yeah, of course he's shooting at him, and he's falling down, and this guy, he has no clue what's going on. So yeah, those witnesses' statements and impressions speak to the mental states during the events that they were witnessing, but Bud does not explain how on the record they are directly germane to the issue of Bud's mental state. We cannot agree evidence reflecting only Davis and Dozer's initial thoughts and reactions when Bud just opened fire on Randall constitute affirmative evidence rebuting and negotiating evidence of his intentionally and knowing state of mind, tending to show that he was acting only recklessly, nor can he agree that the evidence Bud emphasizes establishes manslaughter as a valid rational alternative to the charged offense. The court did not abuse its discretion by refusing to tell the jury about manslaughter as a lesser offense, but Bud, second issue is overruled. Go fuck yourself. You did this on purpose. You already said you did it out of meanness, and you hate that son of a bitch because he was looking at your cooler, trying to steal your beer that he did not put in on. Yeah. So I have overruled Bud's two issues on appeal. We affirm the judgment of the trial court, 99 years, go fuck off. But in March of 2015, he actually prevailed on a writ of habeas corpus for effective assistance of trial counsel in 2009. Bud Ham, executed a second supplement affidavit stating that this is what he said. He said, I would have took 45 years if they would have gave it to me. And my lawyer did not give me that option. So the mistrial, ineffective counsel. So when the prosecutor will later say, we were able to get all the witnesses back from the previous trial and put together different presentations. In fact, because they did give him another deal, but he refused. He wanted to go through a new trial. I guess he thought he was going to get away from it this time, out of it this time. But yeah, got all the facts and evidence, which I really think worked. Let me read that again because I interrupted the statement. We were able to get all witnesses back from the previous trial and put together an altogether different presentation of the facts and evidence, which I think really worked well at the time, said the prosecutors. The state called multiple witnesses during the guilt innocent phase. Larry Dozer and, of course, Joe Mark Davis were two of the eyewitnesses to Daryl Wayne murder that night in Turkey, Texas. By the way, I forgot to mention, it used to be called Turkey Roast, Texas. It was initially Turkey Roast, Texas, but now it's just Turkey, Texas. We had Texas Ranger Marshall Thomas and Sheriff Heck testified to the entire investigation that was conducted. A forensic firearm examiner was able to match two of the three bullets collected during autopsy to the .22 caliber firearm Hammett used to shoot Randall 3 times that night, all to the head. Of course, it took 4 days for the jury ended. After jury deliberated for 30 minutes on the guilt and innocent, approximately 2 hours. The trial lasted for 4 days. I'm sorry, and the guilt innocent phase lasts 30 minutes, and the 2 hours on the punishment, and it was handed down life in prison, but with parole after 30 years. But yeah, the prosecutor was happy. Both juries have ended well against the defendant. Bud said, the prosecutor, we were happy with the verdict in 2009 for 99 years and saw some of the truth today verdict of life. That's what we are asking for, and that's what they decided today. Since this, let me start reading that again. I don't know if it gets stuttered. But yeah, we were happy with the verdict in 2009 of 99 years, and the same was truly true with today's verdict of life. That's what we are asking for. That's what they decided today, since this bud took the life of Daryl. This bud took the life of Daryl. We cannot have this. Now I'm going to post a picture of him on my social media page. Oh my God, he looks like a big freaking ham hock. I think his neck is bigger than his hand. His mustache goes down right on his neck. He does look like an angry drunk. But there you go. There's the murder of Mr. Randall by Bud Ham in Turkey, Texas. If you like to tell that story, please share with your friends. As I said, join my Facebook groups, Truck Stop Murder True Crime. Maybe talk to me. Share your stories of your traveling through the United States and maybe different experiences at truck stops or whatnot. Also, listen to my podcast, Missing Miles Podcast. Is a podcast that I talk about unsolved murders and missing people. Also, in July, we have the True Crime Podcast and Paranormal Festival. There's going to be a lot of people there. It's like CrimeCon, but cheaper, but you still get the quality of entertainment as you would if you went to CrimeCon. But there, or if you just want to email me something, also, all links for the True Crime Podcast Festival will be in the notes. I'd love to see you there. If anything changes, I'm still going to be doing a panel with Nina instead from the Already Gone podcast, which I am super excited about. This is my 3rd year here, and we're always there. But you can email me at trucks.murder@gmail.com. But there you have it. I don't do Instagram. I mean, you could do my TikTok channel if you want. It's called Sceneries and Cemeteries. You can follow me around the United States as I try to do videos and different things. As for Instagram and Twitter, Trucks.Murder, True Crime, and also at Truck Murder. I've not been active on that lately, but I do plan on getting back into that. Plus my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel to grow so I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers so I can start going live on my phone. So please do that. But mainly just help me grow, tell a friend. And as I always say in these podcasts you can't fix stupid, but you can sure numb it with a 2x4. I am out of here. And by the way, I'm recording this on Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all you sexy ladies out there. You do sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice your body, you sacrifice your time, you sacrifice everything. You give your whole life up for something that you don't know, and that you're going to have to, that depends on you. You are, in my mind book, you are greatly appreciated. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.